Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a film that is gorgeous, sprawling, and, well, really controversial. We're talking about Paolo Sorrentino's Parthenope.
You know, from the second this thing premiered at Cannes, it became one of the most debated films of the year. It just split everyone right down the middle. Critics, audiences, you name it. It's one of those films that people either seem to passionately love or, they intensely dislike.
So on one side, you've got the critics, who were just completely swept away by it. They called it a cinematic triumph, praising this overwhelming, almost decadent beauty and its super ambitious, poetic take on life.
But then, on the other side, you had people who basically dismissed it as a 2-hour-long perfume ad. Seriously, they called it shallow, self-indulgent, a classic case of style just completely steamrolling over any real substance.
So which one is it? To figure that out, we're going to deconstruct this whole enigma. We'll get into the myth behind the story, unpack the director's controversial vision, look at why the critics were so divided, and finally, we'll reveal this one central metaphor that might just be the key to the entire film.
All right, to really get this film, you have to start with the name, Parthenope. It's not just a pretty word. It is a direct line to the ancient soul of Naples.
So in Greek mythology, Parthenope was a siren. You know, one of those creatures whose singing was so irresistible it would lure sailors to their deaths. But when she couldn't manage to enchant the hero Odysseus, she threw herself into the sea in despair. And the legend says her body washed up right on the spot where Naples was eventually founded. So from the moment she's born, our main character is mythically locked into this place of both beauty and tragedy.
So the film follows this modern Parthenope for over 70 years. It's this long, kind of wandering journey through her youth, her love affairs, a huge family tragedy, and her academic life. I mean, she meets famous writers, powerful priests, washed-up divas, all while she's trying to find some kind of meaning, some kind of freedom in her own life.
Okay, so how did the director, Paolo Sorrentino, actually bring this epic life to the screen? And maybe more importantly, why did his approach get people so fired up?
Well, according to the man himself, his goal was to create a character who totally embodies her city, but who is, at the end of the day, human. She's not some mythical creature. He wanted to explore what it's like to live a life in the shadow of a giant legend. And this, right here, gets to the heart of the whole debate. The way it was shot is so stunning that it won a major award at Cannes. I mean, it is technically brilliant. But a lot of critics slammed the film for its relentless male gaze. That is, for presenting its female lead almost entirely from a masculine, objectifying point of view. They argued that the camera is so obsessed with her beauty that it completely forgets to give her any real inner life or depth.
The lead actress, Celeste Dalla Porta, kind of adds another layer to all this. She said that Sorrentino's main advice to her was just to feel free. And while freedom is what her character is searching for, it kind of makes you wonder, right? Does the film actually let her be free, or does it just trap her inside its own very specific and maybe limiting lens?
So this deep artistic tension is exactly what caused that dramatic split we were talking about when the reviews started coming out.
Just look at this. On Rotten Tomatoes, the movie landed a 46%. That is almost a perfect 50-50 split. It perfectly captures a critical consensus that, well, basically had no consensus whatsoever.
It's wild. One critic's sumptuous feast was another's facile self-parody. Where some people saw perfect cinematography, others saw a narratively weak story. It seems like everyone agreed the film was beautiful and that the lead actress was amazing, but they just could not agree on whether there was anything meaningful underneath that gorgeous surface. So how can a film be both profound and completely empty at the same time? Well, the key to unlocking all these contradictions might be realizing that we're not supposed to be watching a movie about a person at all.
Here it is. The key to understanding this whole film is that the main character isn't just a woman named Parthenope. She is Parthenope, the ancient name for Naples. She is a living, breathing symbol for the city itself.
And you know what? The movie basically gives you this clue directly. At one point, Parthenope herself says this line, explicitly connecting her own contradictory nature to the soul of her city. And once you look at the film through that lens, everything just starts to click. Think about it. Naples is a city of incredible beauty and deep tragedy, of ancient history and modern decay. It seduces everyone, artists, intellectuals, criminals, but it can never really be owned by anyone. Parthenope's confusing, meandering life journey, it perfectly mirrors the chaotic, vibrant, untamable spirit of her city through the decades. She is Naples.
In the end, Parthenope doesn't give us any easy answers. Instead, it leaves us with this huge question that really gets at the heart of the whole debate. Can overwhelming beauty just be its own justification? Or does a work of art, and maybe a life, need a clear, coherent story to have real meaning? It's a question the film, a lot like its namesake city, just leaves for you to decide.